Good afternoon, everybody. This is Finance with Piers here. Just wanted to touch base as we get into the pre-market open for futures. Looking at oil, we're sitting at around 102, slightly up about 3%. This is going to be a big driving factor for the Qs and tech as oil continues to rise based on all the escalations this weekend. With the Strait still being closed, it's still going to put pressure on the markets, and oil's still going to rise. If we get up to that 120 range, however, we're going to see that the demand's going to drop off, and that's going to be the short-term price cap for WTI, and I'm speaking specifically WTI. I know Brent's going to go higher than that, as people have been saying. I don't know that's going to go higher than that, but there's talk of it going higher than that. But speaking strictly WTI, as we get up to that 120 price point, you see that it spiked up to 113 briefly a couple weeks ago, but 120 is going to be the cap, and then that's where the global demand is going to drop as we look at for WTI. If we see WTI tomorrow spike up, we will see more than likely looking towards my levels are the 115. If that, we're going to see a continuation for the tech to drop. Really what I'm looking for is how the pre-market's going to hold up overnight and where we open at tomorrow. And the transition to the NQ chart, you can see that we had a big sell-off the last couple of weeks, and as you see open tonight for the pre-market, we had a slight bounce. I'm curious how this plays out overnight. If we continue to have a small bounce overnight, will that continue into the tomorrow morning price action, or is it going to sell off overnight once everybody repositions as the market's open? It's going to be interesting tomorrow, as you'll see in the next chart, what my prediction is and which way I have two hypotheses of which way it could go based on historical data from 2025 and different things throughout the year and all the political. Now, obviously, it's not the same market we were in last year, but a lot of the things are very similar. Not the stuff going around the world, but the way the market's reacting and the way the prices are. Very similar time frame, very similar reaction. It's going to be interesting to see how tomorrow goes. Markets are at a decision point right now, and most people are about to get this wrong. Here's what I'm watching going into the next move. Keep it simple. NQs at 23,200 is the key level. If that breaks, down opens to 23,000 to 22,800. If that holds, I'm watching for a bounce back towards 23,400. S&P futures are at 6,350. That's the line in the sand. Lose that, we're looking at 6,280, possibly 6,200. Hold it, we can claim 6,420 and start pushing back up. Dow futures are at 45,000. It's critical. If that fails, downside targets 44,400 to 43,800. If it holds, bounce potential back towards 45,600. This setup looks almost identical to what we saw earlier this year, and most people are missing it. Back in April, we saw a sharp drawdown, about 23% move lower, followed by a strong recovery and a push to new highs. Fast forward to now, we just came off the highs around 637, and we're already down about 12%. Here's where it gets interesting. The structure right now is starting to mirror that same 2012 pattern. Initial sell-off, short-term bounce, and then continuation lower. Right now, price is sitting around that 539 area. That's a key zone because losing that opens the door to the next major level near 500. Going into Monday, I wouldn't be surprised to see a small bounce, maybe back toward the 550 to 562 range. But if that bounce gets sold into, that's where continuation lower becomes much more likely. If this follows the same structure as earlier this year, that next leg could take us right back into the 500 zone, which also lines up with the prior support and trend. This is why I don't chase moves. I map the structure and let the price confirm. Are we about to repeat the same pattern from earlier last year, or does this one break? Follow for daily levels and setups. I'll be tracking this move in real time.